Welcome back to the Burpengary Sports Complex here just north of Brisbane for this representative match between Queensland and the VAFA. It is Victoria leading by 82 points as we enter this last quarter. Spackman tackles Hilton and it's been deemed a throw by the umpire, so they'll get the first clearance of the game. I'm Will Ralston, joined by Andrew Leonard from Victoria, and hopefully we see a bit more of a competitive last quarter to wrap up this game, Andrew.
Absolutely. As Queensland come forward again through Tomlinson, spearing ball in towards Hare at the crumbs is set in. It's chopped off there by Zimbaks. Hand pass over the top to Paul, who looks like he's pushed further up the ground. Zimbaks kept running through though. Got a little hand pass away there to Howard, who got it to Hilton. And Hilton's kick up towards Croft, who's forced to spoil on that occasion. With him every step of the way, Derek, and Derek does really well on Croft. Queensland with the numbers, although Hilton gets there first, picks it up, gets it to Scott. Scott hand pass out to Keane. Keane shrugs the tackle back to Paul. Overman was calling for it wide. He didn't go in that direction. Cruz in the goal square, one out. Has a couple to beat. First back there for Queensland is Boone. Might want the boundary, and it does go out now. So we'll have a boundary throw in. Right forward pocket, VAFA in attack. They do lead on the scoreboard by 82 points. Let's see what Queensland can muster in this final quarter here from Burpengary.
So the wind is still very much blowing about. Up here in the commentary box, we are really feeling it in this outdoor broadcast facility. That's a strong tackle. We'll probably see another stoppage here. The umpire will throw it up. So the VAFA have been well and truly dominant today. 5 goals to Handley, 4 to Paul. As Scott bursts away from the traffic, has a left foot shot at goal. Can he curl it? Yes, he can.
Touched off the boot.
Touched off the boot. Andrew Scott, it was a lovely shot. Didn't quite do it justice with that touch off the boot. Shelton tries to find a teammate on the outer side. It's Askey. He's done well there, Brock Askey. Ben Merritt can handball over to Spackman. Now he can send it long inside 50. That's a decent kick. Oh, that's a ripper of a mark.
Great mark.
Jamie Hackett, the 2-goal scoring forward for Queensland, is the only goal scorer on the board, and I'd almost call it mark of the day, that one in the pocket.
Absolutely. That was a ripper.
And it would take nearly goal of the day if he were to pull this off. Facing the breeze. Starts it on target, no. Just fades to the right of the goalpost. So another minor score for him. 2-9-11 now. Even if they were on target, they'd still be a fair bit behind, but 2-9 is not helping.
No, they've missed a few chances, haven't they? As it comes to Zimbaks, who got it to Howard, and his kick has found Hilton, who runs back inboard, has a bounce, has a second bounce, goes by hand to Keane. Keane goes to Howard, who kept running up the ground, sends a long left foot ball up towards Croft. At the fall of the ball, Cruz mopped it up brilliantly. Flying shot at goal across the face for a minor score. So Tyson Cruz, his first score of the day. It's a behind. VAFA 15-14, 104. Queensland 2-9-21.
We mentioned before, Cruz played a lot of football up in Queensland as recently as 5 weeks ago, I believe. He knows a few of these Queensland players he's up against today, and this is Boone. Running out of defence. It's a pretty good kick to his forward target. It's Truella who's been thrown forward for this last quarter. He's been playing on Handley most of today, but it looks like it's going to be Ben Merritt playing on Handley for this last quarter. So boundary throw-in, 50 metres out from Queensland's goal. Well sharked there. Seddon puts it high, should be marked. Bad drop there by the Queen Miss Gamble. Trying to spin out of trouble there was the Queensland player, just stuck here in the forward line. It's going to be a ball up 35 metres out from Queensland's goal, directly in front. So the VAFA still comfortably in front. 77 points. Here we go. What can they muster from here? Trying to curl it back. That was Logan. Couldn't get enough on it, so it's going to be out on the full. VAFA to take the kick.
My ground reporter has just informed me that Murphy Ambrose is injured. In fact, he's just dislocated a finger, so they're not going to put him back out there for the rest of the game. So we'll just spend the rest of the game watching on as how it comes away from the last line of defence and kicks it wide out to the wing where Sam Williams from De La Salle picks it up. Hand pass to Zimbacks. His left foot kick along the boundary line. It's forced wide. It's out of bounds on the full. It's unfortunate our massively tall boundary umpire is on the other side of the ground, so
yeah,
and swap sides.
He would be the tallest player out there if he was getting a rush.
Easily.
Some players don't get up to his shoulder.
No.
But just on Ambrose, so that kick was turned over. At three-quarter time, we were concerned that Ambrose might have done a bit more than that, but a dislocated finger is probably a good result because he looked in quite a bit of discomfort as Hilton turns that one over.
I don't know, have you dislocated a finger, Will, at all?
I haven't, but
it is quite discomforting.
At one point, I thought it was a collarbone or something near the shoulder, so at least it's not going to be a season-ending injury or something of that nature.
No, I've had the unfortunate situation of doing it in a basketball game, and very painful stuff.
I imagine it's
very
not fun.
Painful stuff.
Askey sends it forward, should be cut off by Victoria. Clever handball over the top, if you don't mind, by Roach. So they're going to burst through this traffic pretty comfortably. Long left foot kick, that's going to go forward. Should be chopped off by Tomlinson, well trapped. Loose handball though, Scott's there. Once again, you see Handley out the back. He loves drifting forward. His defender least expects it.
As all good forwards do. They enjoy getting a cheeky one over the back. Here's Fields End from the takeaway. Centres the ball brilliantly up towards Handley. Oh. Well done. And rightly so, Fields End gets the plaudits from his teammates as he speared that ball into the centre corridor, and Handley just came out to meet it and took it with open arms.
All class from Handley. He knows how to take a mark over his head, and he knows how to kick a set shot as well. I'd be surprised if he missed. So that's his sixth.
Yep, Handley pops it through for goal number 6. He kicked 3 in the first, 2 in the third, and now 1 in the fourth. To have 6 for the day, and I suppose with those sort of numbers, he'd be in contention for any best on the ground honours that might be awarded out in the post-match ceremonies.
He'd be up there. It's hard to pinpoint a Victorian midfielder who's been the most dominant.
I've just been writing down names, and the 3 names I've written down are all forwards. So
yeah.
Because they've been on the end, and because the Vics have just rotated so many players through that midfield at any one time, whether it be Fields End or Rice has been good. Nick Wynn's been great off half back. Even the half back line of Tardif's run well. So it's difficult to find the best player on the ground.
It's hard to find a player who hasn't performed well.
This guy's been good. Russ for Queensland. He's been in and under all day. So he gets the clearance on that occasion. The hand pass came out from Seddon. Back towards Daniel, who kicks it up towards half forward, and Hackett almost hauled in the mark. Not paid on that occasion. So 16-14, 1-10. VAFA playing Queensland 2-9-21.
Boundary throw in. So contesting the ruck are the 2 big men for either side. We've seen a few different combinations floating in and out. Like he said, the coaches are really throwing everyone in completely different positions. We've seen Trarella drift from fullback to full forward. Players playing in different spots they're maybe not as comfortable with. So Queensland win this clearance, but a small skill error there. That was Russ. It was a throw. So it's going to go to Victoria. We're 9 minutes into this last quarter. And like we've been saying, it's just a matter of how much at this stage. So if my maths is correct, it's reached 89 points, the margin to the VAFA. As they send it down the line. Well done there. Zimbacks just broke away from his opponent.
He's been good too today.
He's been, he'd be up there. It's a good defensive mark by Ben Merritt. And he can switch play. He's got Kinch. And Kinch can look further afield. No one particularly underneath it though, and that was far too easily chopped off by Will Tardif. Tardif looks inboard. His target was Scott. been turned over. Shelton, probably the best for Queensland. At the bottom of the pack, umpire's going to ball it up inside the centre square.
We're hoping for a few more goals from either side just to keep the game going, because you don't want it to sort of peter out. It's difficult.
Yeah.
Players will be wary of getting injured. All teams playing club footy next week. Here goes Russ again. Feeds a hand pass out wide here to Kinch. He's got it through back to Russ. Russ spears a pass up to...
Oh,
gee,
no.
that's a big bump. Caven there on Truella. And a big clash of bodies. And the markers ended up down the ground with Queensland going forward. And that was just an incidental contact. I'm not sure if the umpires are aware. Trainers are out to both players on the ground and players from both sides, as we see Reece Power, who took the mark down the ground. And the umpire's going to let it go.
He's going to let him have his shot. I guess if it's behind, he'll probably ask for the play to stop, but
Yep.
gee, just as you were talking about, we don't want to see any injuries. That's
Yep.
the biggest impact we've seen today. As Reece Power pops it through, well done, mate. Morningside player. So that's another goal to a Morningside player. Hackett's kicked the only other two. Pushes it out to 3-9-27, but gee, Truella, he came off second best in that. But he's up and running, that's good to see. I was worried he'd made a bit of perhaps a concussion or something around his head, but he's just ambling off. Hopefully he'll be fine for a game next week if he were to play one for his club.
It was a big clash, wasn't it?
You could hear it from up here. So I've got a score here from an AFL game. It's between the Sydney Swans and the Gold Coast Suns. If you don't want to hear it, turn your volume to mute for a second. It is the Swans 6-4-40 leading the Gold Coast 2-8-20. That one should be very interesting at Metricon.
Back here at Burpengary, all the action. Burpengary?
Burpengary.
Burpengary. You
Yeah.
say Gary, do you? Okay.
Yes, Queensland.
Russ again gets the clearance with the hand pass out, fed it out. The kick came forward towards Abbey. Punched away from him by McQueen, Miss Campbell. Wynn did well to get it to Tardif. Tardif ran on and kicked a long ball down the line to his Collegians teammate in Scott. Scott couldn't quite complete the mark. With him there is Kinch, and he sees it over the boundary line.
Yeah, Burpengary, full bogan pronunciation here up here in Queensland. We don't disguise it as anything else. So boundary thrown right on the wing. Looked like a high tackle and the umpire's going to give it. So that one is going Victoria's way through the hands of Rice. This is Fields End now. Sells a dummy, handballs wide to Overman. And that's a well-disciplined kick to Scott. Now Scott can give it back to Fields and he's run well here. The captain, Howard, played well today to Hilton, back to Howard.
He wants his left.
He does too, well picked. He could have a shot from here. Inside 50 now, 45 metres out. Howards, just across the face. That would have been a lovely goal to the captain. So it's 16-15, 1-11 to Queensland 3-9-27. 84-point lead.
So Queensland working to the outer side of the ground. Here's Bilton, does really well on the bounce to gather the football and running away from his opponent's inbacks, has a couple of bounces and sends it long up towards Power direction, and he takes the mark.
Well done by Power. Finding a bit of space inside 50.
35 metres out directly in front.
It'd be nice for him to get 2 goals in the last quarter.
Great transition of the football from Queensland as well, from the behind all the way up to Power, who's going to have a set shot for goal.
I was going to say it would have been great if we'd seen a bit more of that today, but you'd figure in the last quarter that maybe some of that transition was just from a lack of discipline from Victoria. As Reece Power leans back, puts it offline. So 3-10-28.
Again, the team's bringing in very quickly. The Zimbacks to Howard, got it over the top to Keane. He's in a bit of space, but have to wait for the ball to sit up. And the hand pass back in board to no one in particular, really. Picking it up there is Abbey. Hand pass back inside. Here's a chance for Bilton to send it long. Over the top, Caven's going to collect this now. Inside defensive 50, steadies, and sends a kick up to the wing position in Hilton. Running back with a flight. Well done there on that occasion by Logan. Better hand pass back. It ends up here with Spackman. Came from Daniel, and it goes out to Derek. Queensland have got the ball in the middle through Kane to Shelton. Kick smothered
beautiful.
by Rice in the middle of the ground. Scott will go in and pick it up. Gets a hand pass out to Roach. Advantage played. Oh no, play on and turned over here. And Queensland can reload via Russ, who got it out to Tomlinson.
Askey, plenty of space here. Could almost have a shot if he wants it. Decides to go closer to goal to Aby, but that's just going to dribble through from behind. So just that last kick inside 50, every single one has been disappointing today. Obviously not every single one. There's been a couple that have hit their targets, but the marks inside forward 50 would be an interesting statistic. I think it'll be heavily outweighed by Victoria's attempts. So this is Scott in defence. May as well hold on to the footy. You imagine this will be a shorter quarter. There hasn't been many goals so far.
That's true, yeah.
So Croft, bit of space, looks in board. Should be chopped off, but it's not going to be. Williams does well. He's got Roach. Now where is Handley?
Oh,
He gets a hand on it, has a right foot snap, but it looked ugly off the boot. And no shape on it whatsoever, so that is going to be out on the full, and Merritt to take the kick.
He did well though, didn't he? Just,
Yeah, I love seeing those.
Getting the ball to his advantage.
Just trapping the ball with one hand, collecting it.
So Merritt to take the free kick in the back pocket for Queensland. Wants everyone to this near side, and gradually moving over. Johnson will be the target, although Kane comes in from the side. Oh, Hare, sorry, comes in from the side.
So boundary throw in here as we see the girls from the Gold Coast and Brisbane training on the back oval. They'll be playing after this game here at Burpengary.
Shaw, strong tackle on him by Hare, not going anywhere. We'll have another ball up. 16 and a half minutes gone into the last quarter. VAFA with a comfortable game-winning lead, which they established in that first quarter when they kicked the first 6 goals of the game.
Yeah, they established a game-winning lead in the first 5 minutes, really.
Kept Queensland goalless in the opening term, 6 goals to 0 in the first term, and they kicked 2 goals to 1 in the second, and then 7 goals to 1 in the third. So they've extended their lead at every break. The VAFA's Williams crashes through here. Can't quite take it on that occasion. Knocked out here. Howard feeds a hand pass back to Wynn. Goes to Fieldson. They've worked it backwards here to Zimbacks. Back to Howard. Howard hand passes over the top to Scott. Scott sends a ball to the pocket and Cruz. Worked out of it well there by Daniel. Steps around both the would-be tacklers and does really well actually. Got it to Power. And Queensland have done this quite well with a series of handballs, but eventually the chain unravelled. We'll have a boundary throw in just forward to centre or right half forward for the VAFA. They lead 111 to 29.
That was Lachlan Russ that slapped that ball over the boundary line, represented Queensland under 18 and under 21. And that's him with the ball there as he earns that clearance. Spackman, took on too many players and that's holding the ball.
I think he's been their best today, Russ, actually.
Yeah, I've rated his game as well. As Rice puts it forward, so that free kick to Queensland it is. So Tomlinson with the cool head. Oh, it was a mark, was it? So Nathan Kinch, one of 10 Morningside players out there today. Tomlinson, 200 gamer as I said before. It's a good kick. So this is Matt Truella from Wilston Grange. Not much to kick to. This is what's plagued Queensland all day. Spackman finds Tomlinson again, who kept running, well done. Now here is the captain, Paul Shelton. Turns it over. Win now. Inside forward 50 should be chopped off, too easy. Queensland through quick. Wide to the wings. That was a wonderful escaping kick. 4. Just outside 50, wants to give off a handball, draws the player. So this should go back inside 50 soon. This is Kinch. Kinch looking for someone to dish it off to, goes to the other side of the ground through a switch. Here's Johnson. looking for the lead of AB, but he goes longer than that. It's a 3-on-1 contest. It would take a massive effort, and he had to impede the contest there, the Queensland forward. It was Jamie Hackett, the 2 goal kicking forward.
So Townley to take the free kick for the VAFA. Comes to this near side over the top. Mark taken by Keane. Keane spears a ball into the centre of the corridor, but just missed its target, Williams. Mopped up there by Boone. Shrugged the tackle, hand pass over the top to Logan. His hand pass was chopped off by Roach. Got it to Cam Williams. He got it away to Nick Wynn. Wynn kicks it up towards half forward. He's just turned it over a couple of times, these last 2 kicks, Wynn. And Queensland can reload here through Boone. Down the line. Nice mark taken by Hare in front of Williams.
So Hare, right on the wing, forced to go backwards. So this is Boone once again. Mount Gravatt product. It's a good kick onto the wing. Oh, he's played on. No communication from his teammates as Scott picks up the loose ball. This is Wynn. Bursting through the middle is Fieldsend. That's a great kick. Overman could almost take that mark. The ball still spills forward though. Well played by Ben Merritt. Oh, it might end up in there. Oh, it could be Handley. Handley spins around, couple of players, left foot snap. It goes through and he kicks his 7th. And that is a bag. Matt Handley from the old Xaverians down there in Melbourne. You got a feel for Ben Merritt. Took on his opponent, tried to rush to behind, but didn't quite carry, and that was probably the easiest goal of the day for Matt Handley. So that pushes the margin even further out. We're really nearing 100 points soon. 17-15, 1-17, Queensland 3-11, 29.
88 points.
88 points. So bounce in the centre. Williams.
It's a no one from his team, but Queensland come away with it here. Nicely done on this occasion. Boone kicks it out to the lead of Abbey, who's been well held most of the day by Caven. Caven gathers the ball, just works his opponent off it, kicks the ball to the pocket to McQueen. Miss Campbell hasn't had much of the football, but he's done a pretty good job at half-back as well. Hand pass to Wynn. Wynn's kick is a dangerous one to Williams, but it fortuitously goes over the back to Tardif, who gathered and set the ball up to centre half forward to Croft. Oh, strong mark from Croft. Wheels around on his left, kicks to the space, and Handley, no, couldn't quite take it. And Queensland will come away with it to this near side. Kick over the top to find Johnson. Johnson by hand over the top here towards Quick. Quick plays on, sends the ball inside. 50, punched away, Win at the fall of the ball from Hackett. And Tardif, that's Zimbax, who takes on a couple of people. Hand pass back to Win. Win goes long up towards half forward and finds Cruz on his chest. Wanted to go by hand, goes to Scott, who kept running, runs through 50, runs to 40 metres and kicks a behind.
That's disappointing.
Was a disappointing
It would have been a
result.
great goal. So the lead still eking its way forward.
90 points.
90 points now as this is Matthew Bilton from Palm Beach.
It's 89. The scoreboard's quicker than we are.
Yeah. Oh, and that's landed beautifully for the Queensland player. This is AB, the target. AB's done no favours today. The forward entries have been pretty poor. He wants deliberate, won't get it. So AB has been dominating at quaffle level. But today just hasn't been his day. Like I said, the kicks going into the forward line really haven't suited him. That one was just an example of a kick that...
back, our big tall boundary. Yeah, he's back on
he's doing
this side.
Both ends of the... You love keeping an eye on him. Chasing it is going to be 4. As Andre the Giant is going to throw this one in.
Huge.
So, boundary thrown 15 metres out from Queensland's goal. 24 minutes gone in this last quarter. Now that's trapped in. See, an AFL umpire could have given holding the ball there if they'd let it run a tiny bit longer, but today they've been keen to just go to the stoppage. Good body work there from Williams. This has fallen well for Kinch. Kinch to AB. AB can't get his body in the right position. So Bilton takes on the tackler, does well. Well done, Bilton. Finds his teammate in Truella. That's a goal. Well done, Matt Truella. He's kicked the team's fourth. 4-11-35, but they are still well and truly trailing the VAFA 17-16, 1-18. But Matt Truella, he held Matt Handley pretty well today, I thought. I think he can hold his head high. He came off with that massive collision just about 20 minutes ago. And he's got himself a goal on the board.
So margin 83 points here at Burpengary.
That's it.
Just sounds very funny saying Burpengary. So the umpire, will he persist in bouncing it, or are they going to throw it up? No, it looks like he's shaping for a bounce.
Oh, they've got to practice today as well.
Let's see how it goes. Not a bad effort. Knocked out by Hare. Slapped forward by Tardif, who's spent a bit of time in the middle there. Beautifully done by Shaw. Fed a hand pass out for Rice, who got it back towards Scott. Overran it. Roach gathers it. No one's tackled him. He's just walked around everyone. No one put a tackle on, and kicks to Handley, who was on his own.
In the back.
Could get a free kick for in the back. He is going to get a free kick for in the back. And Handley can line up for his 8th.
The umpire really gave it a bit of gesture there. Really signalling to the players that it was in the back. So we're going to ride this one directly behind Matt Handley.
Well, that just gets in the votes, doesn't it? If
Yeah.
he kicks 8, I think.
You'd be a brave vote selector to give it to anyone else. So Matt Handley, 45-degree angle, a kick from about 40. Distance shouldn't be a problem. The wind's still gusty here in Burpengary. He might ride it to perfection, if you don't mind Matt Handley. That's his 8th. Well done, mate.
I've actually run out of room in my little column to mark down all the goals.
So Tom Paul drew level with him. I think it was in the
third
quarter. They were 4 goals apiece, but he's left him for dead here. Big last quarter from Matt Handley. You'd say a lot of it comes down to throwing Matt Truella into the forward line, as they've tried a few different opponents for him, but he has run right in this last term.
So back in the middle here, margin goes back to 89 points. Up, down, rucks, 0-0 contest. Queensland have lifted in the clearances, but on this occasion again it's the VAFL have been picking for a throw here against Scott. Free kick to go Queensland's way. They've got numbers forward of the ball. It's a good kick, and
Downfield?
is it downfield?
Doesn't matter.
Going to be taken on this occasion by Bilton.
He's going to have a shot, Bilton. Looked like giving it off. Gives it plenty of height. Once again, plenty of VAFL players there to meet the ball. That's well rebounded. Really well rebounded. Here's Scott. He's got a teammate. It's Roach. Roach has been good today. But like we said before, so is everyone for Victoria. Howard. 2 goals to his name. And he can pass it further afield.
To Cruz.
So Cruz has Scott, just toying with him at the moment. Scott, left foot kick, should be chopped off, and it is. So Queensland will be able to switch this one.
Lights do come on now here at Burpengary. Nicely done here by
Russ.
Russ, yeah. Really well done actually against Tardif. Won the football, got it back there towards Spackman. His kick down the line was good to Aby, who goes to the pocket with a nice pass and finds Hackett, who's kicked a couple of goals today for Queensland.
That's one of the best chains of play they've shown today, Queensland.
Certainly to get it all the way to the forward line, absolutely.
Yeah, so Aby wants it. He could load up. Left foot he wants to get onto. Here's Russ. A couple of teammates combined. Logan has a shot, could come back. Oh, what a great mark on the goal line to Truella. And he kicks his second. Second from the quarter. And so it's taken them till the last quarter to be able to kick more than one goal in a quarter.
3-3 to 3-4. They've only a point behind this quarter, Queensland. So they've put in a really good show in this final term.
So almost 30 minutes have gone. You imagine that the siren should be going fairly soon. This last quarter has been somewhat of a formality. It's been good to see Matt Truella get a few goals on the board. And Handley has brought up his 8th as well for Victoria. So umpires bounce the ball. Victoria win the clearance.
Tartar
trap there.
Paul
Traps that brilliantly. Shaw should go over the top. And Queensland are going to rebound through Spackman. So 4 on the wing. Goes long to Truella, taking on quite a few opponents there. Zimbaks won't meet it. It's been carried out of bounds by the Queensland player. So the lights on here, like I said before, we have the women from the Gold Coast and the women from Brisbane to take each other on in this match after this one. Still here at Burpengary. So there'll be a live stream for that if you're interested in watching that. As Queensland win this ball away, they'll go inside 50 for maybe one of the last times today. It's going to be Power to meet it, but it goes just out of bounds before he can grab it.
Siren imminent. Well, we better give you best players. Who do you think your best were?
Well, like we said, Matt Handley, you'd be very brave to pick anyone else beside him, but I don't know. It's really difficult to pinpoint someone when there's been so many impressive contributors from the VAFA. I almost agree with your assessment of Lachlan Russ for Queensland. But what do you think for the VAFA?
Well, if I was giving 3-2-1s, which we normally do in our broadcast down involved, I'd probably go 1 to Croft. I think he's been sensational across centre half forward. 2 to Tom Paul at the feet of Matt Handley, and 3 to Handley. And just because that midfield that we talked about at the VFA has just been such even contributors all the way through. Here they go again through Tardif. He kicks up towards half forward. Here's Croft. As the siren sounds to finish this game here, the VAFA triumphant in the end, 18-16, 124, defeating Queensland 5-11-41. The goal kickers for the VAFA, Old Xaverians, as Matt Handley kicked 8 goals, 2 for the afternoon in a magnificent performance from full forward. Tom Paul from Old Melburnians kicked 4 goals, 2. Cam Howard was the only other multiple goal kicker. The captain kicked 2, 1 in the first and the second. Zimbaks, Croft, Rice and Keane were the other goal kickers for the VAFA. For Queensland, it was 2 to Jamie Hackett, 2 to Matt Truella, both in the final quarter, and a single there to Reece Power in that final quarter.
So we're going to leave you here from Burpengary. I've been Will Ralston, joined by Victorian commentator Andrew Lennon. It's been a pleasure, Andrew.
Yeah.
Good to meet you.
It's been great to have a chat with you and talk our way and call this game with you, and I hope you enjoyed it through the various live streaming sites that we're showing this game. 83-point win to the VAFA.